Welcome back to Head Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac, president of Roby Electric, along with Trent Haston, president and CEO of the Roby family of companies. We are back. Segment 2, Trent. We have some guests in the studio with us. Matt Young from Roby Commercial and Joe Laracy of Queen Park Social. Guys,
so now you're calling segments, huh? We
Segment
will be back
2.
with segment 3 in a few minutes.
Hey, that's called a teaser, man. We get trained on this
10
stuff?
minutes. 10 minutes later, we'll be back with segment 4.
And we also are supposed to say, if you missed the first segment, what are they supposed to do, Trent?
Go back and Google us.
Get the podcast, right?
Listen to us
we
on
have
Google.
podcasts.
I don't buy that Google crap. Trump's shutting down the international trade. We're done.
Okay, let's talk about something else. Joe, you have something really cool. It's a neat concept, an awesome concept. I mean, I think the idea is excellent. Queen Park Social. Am I saying that right?
Yes, Queen Park Social, and I call it a boutique entertainment house. We're opening, whenever construction's over, but likely early March of next year. It's an 18,000 square foot facility. There's some similar concepts with kind of original inspiration. I spent about 7-8 years in New York City, a place called Brooklyn Bowl, and it's a bigger space, but they have quality food and beverage is the big business, bowling lanes, other games, entertainment, and then they're actually a full-on music venue. And so we want to bring that concept to the South, and been excited about Charlotte for a while. Specifically the South End, as you guys know better than me, is exploding in growth, fastest residential submarket in the country. And we found a spot which is right across from Old Mac Brewery, which they've really created a destination over there.
You not from New York. You got a slow. I don't even recognize slow twangs, but you got one. I don't know where you south of me, right?
I'm originally from Athens, Georgia.
Georgia,
the metropolis of 100,000 plus.
Georgia people.
Y'all play.
We like Georgia people around here.
Y'all play some decent football down there, but it's all right. So we don't want any New York crap down here. Let's say we're gonna start a Southern original.
Absolutely. We're doing our own twist, and obviously, as you guys know, and from being around Charlotte, from growing up here, but we're branding it as the Queen Park Social House, and that's kind of the history of the area. You've got the buildings from the 1950s or early 60s. We're preserving the structure, and I know Matt will talk more about this later. But the Queen Park sign, and I know you're going to get into that more, but that's what we're real excited about. We won the sign from the Charlotte Museum of History and are going to be kind of building a replica of the mini structure that was there prior.
That's why we were over budget for that steel structure that holds that sign up. I mean, bureaucracy at its finest, right? You need $8 million structure to hold up this old sign. No, I will tell you, we posted y'all's publicity. When we were awarded the job, we're blessed to have the job. We posted it on. I personally posted it, shared it on Facebook.
Matt, so.
Matt had nothing to do with it. So everybody, I mean, all these old friends of mine that I'm Facebook friends with that I hadn't known in 20 years come out of the woodworks. They're like, oh, I saw. I mean, the movies they saw there is like old Tom Cruise movies and stuff. I mean, I think I saw I can't think of a movie I saw there as a kid. I was like 6.
Weren't you making fun of me for a movie that you saw there? Was it good? Did you watch Good Morning Vietnam at that?
Well, I talked about that on this show
a few times ago.
I don't think I saw it. I think I
Good
did see that
morning.
there with Mouse and my dad.
That's what I was going to bring that up.
They took
You
me
did say
there.
that.
All
Yeah.
them curse words. I was
Well, the marketing of the sign we actually looked at with that Cluck Design actually referenced is it had Free Willy on it, Clueless. So those were kind of the
that was
the
when it was taken
throwbacks.
down.
That was right before, yeah.
So if you're just joining us, you're listening to At Home with Roby. I just had to say that because I want to be formal. So how did you win this sign?
Back to middle of last year or fall of last year, the Charlotte Museum of History kind of ran a contest. I think it was a Pappas Development bought the site where the sign, the tower was, 75 feet in the air, and they donated it to the Charlotte Museum of History. We read, I think, in the Charlotte Observer about a contest, and submitted plans for, hey, this is what we're doing. We'd be happy to brand. We want to brand around the history of the area. We're preserving a historic, building, and so that's what got us in there. Went presented to the museum, and then, knock on wood, we obviously were awarded the sign, and that kind of started the branding piece, tying it to the history of the area.
That's really cool. So the Charlotte Museum of History wanted that sign on a trademark site.
They didn't have any stipulations, but I think likely business to have a home for it. Yeah.
And if you're coming down South Boulevard, headed south, right where the old Queen Park was, is where you jog over. I guess that's Old Palmer Road.
Yeah. So the sign was right by the Scaly Bark transit station.
Yeah, light rail, right?
And it was about 70 feet was the structure in the air, and we're building replica. It's about 40 feet.
Yeah, 38 feet.
Yeah.
The sign actually weighs a ton, too. So
Why you always got to be so exact?
1 ton.
Hey.
1 ton.
37
Exactly.
feet, 14 inches.
What's that, 2,000 pounds?
I'm sorry, I was way over on 40 feet. Yeah.
I'm still sort of caught on this, the Clueless. I remember, was that Alicia Silverstone was in that movie?
Yep.
Mm.
So
And actually, they're teamed up with Cluck Design, too, on this
Awesome.
project, which Cluck Design is very creative guys. They're over kind of near the Presbyterian Hospital area, but they're kind of infused in some of the old school. If you're in your 30s, late 20s, even 40s, some of those old movies, that's going to be kind of that concept inside. You're going to
cool.
see throwbacks in it. So
You
it's
went
gonna
from
be cool.
30s to late 20s, and then you skipped up to 40s.
That's all
all
those
relative.
Me.
all those age groups are going to.
I'm between 30 and 40.
Things.
But go ahead.
Oh no! So the bathrooms are going to have this unique play where it'll kind of be subtle. In the women's bathroom, you'll catch some pieces of like the Clueless movie.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
But in the overall,
Point Break. In
the guys' bathroom's
men's
going to have, I think, a pretty cool mural of
Keanu.
Point Break. So stay tuned for that when it's a final product.
So I don't know if you ever eat at Beef and Bottle, but there's a Marilyn Monroe picture in the men's bathroom at Beef and Bottle, which is a trademark site, which you guys are going to supersede that type of trademark site. But all my buddies always send me that picture when they're taking a whiz to keep y'all on your toes at home. So you're going to have bowling. You're going to have good food, good beer. Craft beer, you going cramming that whole neighborhood.
There's so many breweries now in Charlotte. We definitely have to, highlight a lot of the guys. Our neighbors are OMB and
Yeah.
Sugar Creek's across the street too.
There's a distillery down there as well, isn't there?
So yeah, Ollie's got a distillery and a bar called Broken Spoke.
Broken Spoke.
And they're doing really well. We're just a really great complement to all the other exciting stuff going on in the area.
So the guests go to OMB or go to Sugar Creek. They get a little buzz on. They go, let's go bowl and eat. And
Absolutely.
you come in with the finishing touch. So it's pretty funny. I'm having all my business meetings now at OMB because we'll sit outside and I go, oh, hey, wow, we're doing that project.
We have some
On the main
signage, I hope,
thoroughfare.
right?
Good cross, yeah. Sailing, I like that.
So the projected opening is March, and you said that the concept came from Brooklyn Bowling. Is that was the name of it?
There are a few great concepts around the country, and we're creating our own twist on it. But again, kind of that boutique social house. There's a place in Nashville, a place in Denver, Portland, Oregon, Atlanta. So there's some similar concepts that that are doing really well, and we wanted to bring it again to Charlotte and have our own twist on it, and again tied to the history of the area.
So you're going to have an outdoor space?
So we're going to have about 4,000 to 5,000 in total. We've got a front patio facing Old Meck on Yancey, and so we're at the corner of Yancey and South Side.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, on South Side at the back, it's kind of a triangle shape, right, Matt? And you've got in the middle, you've got the structure and the sign, the Queen Park sign, and then we'll have additional outdoor space there with seating, some outdoor games. So if you guys have any favorites, horseshoes, let me know.
You're going to have, horseshoes is my favorite game of all time.
We do have a little cornhole tournament we do
No,
every
it
year.
has nothing on horseshoes. So we got to take a breather here. I need to breathe. But when we come back, I want to ask you a little bit about how you chose the site, the geographical location, and how you chose Charlotte, and then also how you chose Roby Commercial to do your work for you, how you chose Cluck. Kind of figure out, get to the root of it.
You're listening to At Home with Roby. We'll be right back.